We have the red Man of the West player Eternal versus the blue Elven player Sauron in the first game on a beautiful map, Jungles of Farharat. Remember, it's a back and forth format what we are using for this tournament. It means in the upcoming game we're gonna be on the same map, but with swapped spots in factions, so there is not gonna be an advantage for any player until the game number 5. And later today we will also jump into the grand finals between the winner of this best of 5 versus Mr. Smog in the best of 7 later on, to finish this tournament within 4 days, which is, you know, pretty good, and we can do this more frequently. Malone 3 into the barracks, into the second Malone 3, it's gonna be an early barracks opening for the Elven player. On the other side we see double farm, actually not. It's gonna be also early barracks opening for the Man of the West player. So farm, barracks into the second farm. Okay, okay. I have holiday right now, so oh nice, that's good to hear, my friend. I hope you will have a great time in your vacation and enjoy the summertime, you know, because we never know what's gonna happen next year. Maybe another pandemic situation can come, because in Germany actually the corona numbers are getting higher and higher. So I'm actually very afraid that there might be like a next wave of corona and pandemic for the country and for the pandemic pretty much for the entire world. And hopefully that's not going to be the case, but I think the more careless people are going with the situation, the less they pay attention to it, the more infections we actually get day by day. So I don't know. Okay, so we will have Pikeman opening for the Elven player. He's going to creep this. The same situation also for the Man of the West player. He's going to recruit this, some soldiers of Gondor later on. And we will have Lorien warriors. To be honest, it's like looking in the mirror right now, even though they are playing 2 different factions, but they are pretty much doing the exact same thing. Creeping with the pikemen, going for the sword next, and I think this squad is going to be used for the push. So unlike Elven player, the man player wasn't hesitating. He's going to move on with the soldier forward, which is going to buy him additional time. He will be capturing this signal fire for himself, get a lot of vision control. But let me tell you that much, like on a map like this, the macro is going to be incredibly important. Like, it's so important for the players now to expand literally everywhere, to get lots of command points, lots of money, and lots of pressure from different pathways non-stop. Okay, the first push from the Man of the West player is going to be a bit faster. The man player doesn't have vision right now. Let me check. No, he doesn't have vision. Unfortunately, he couldn't capture this one yet. It's gonna be captured now, and he was able to see the pikemen. Now he sees them, but I think it's gonna be a little bit too late. And the Gondorites, they cannot match with the pikemen, so he gotta find a solution to the pikemen for the pikemen first before he can take them down. The Gondorites cannot go for a trample. Rallying Call has been used offensively. He's trying to get in between those 2 buildings. Double barracks here for the Elven player Sauron. He will try his best to take down the builder. No, he actually didn't want to focus him down. Archers are bullying those soldiers, and I think the Elven player might actually be able to get away from this situation without too many losses. Like, he will eventually lose 1 Malone 3, and that's it, right? Look at the positioning, you know, when you want to go there, the fortress is going to shoot you down. This Malone 3 has been protected, it's pretty good. Rallying Call has been used offensively from the Elven player, and he will keep going. Eternal placing those pikemen in the porcupine formation right in front of the farm for like a meatball protection, but you can still not match against them, you know, with the buff, even though the buffs got nerfed. But you know, still you get to deal 33% more damage, and you have 33% more tankiness, which is pretty significant. He's gonna go on the stable. He might be able to take it down. Nice clumping here from Eternal, from Sauron, but I think there is just too many units, and it's a production building with like 3000 HP, so it's quite beefy and tanky. Oh, but in the meantime, beautiful trample and very good reaction time from the Elven player Sauron. Just in the last possible second, he switched them to the whole ground stance. This way he didn't get one-shotted, but look how much damage he took. It's not a big deal though, because remember, the good factions have the chance to build a well, so they can easily recover again back to full HP, you know? As long as you don't lose them, you should be in a good spot. They nerfed the entire buff system. They nerfed Warchant, Rallying Call, they nerfed also Eye of Sauron. Pretty much every leadership, every debuff, and every buff got nerfed. Soldiers at the ready. So I like the expanding from both the players. They're actually building Malone Tree and farm next to each other. I think on a map like this, when you can use the Cav kind of good, you know, the Gondor Knights, you can make so much stuff happen. Like the mobility on a huge map like this can, if you micro well, pay out big time. Trample incoming, the pikemen are not in position. Nice one. But as long as one of them can survive, no, it's not gonna be the case. He will lose the full battalion. To be honest, Eternal is kind of on fire. Like he's doing a good job, but he needs to keep expanding at the same time. So Archer, range, stable, and barracks. We have double barracks here for the Elven player, no stable yet, no heroes yet. When you go for more Gondor Knights, you will definitely need leadership from Eomer, you know, to make those knights a bit stronger. But again, leadership got nerfed. I don't know how much impact this will have on heroes like Eomer, for example, or Theoden, you know what I'm saying? I love this game, but BFME 1 is better. BFME 1 is also my most favorite when it comes to play the game, but I like to cover all BFME games on my channel. Is there a changelog? Yeah, there's a changelog in the 2.02 Discord server. Okay, almost 5 power points in the bank. And Sauron has almost 7 power points, so 535 command points versus 475. Even though the minimap looks great for Eternal, the Man of the West player, I think Sauron is doing a little bit better job when it comes to expanding, you know, like building additional resource buildings left and right. So when you take a small look into your minimap, you would say, I don't know, the red player seems to be ahead, which is not the case right now. It's not the case. And we will have actually Haldir already on the field as the first hero. And if you go for heroes early game, they will pay off big time in the mid to late game, you know? With level 5, this guy unlocks leadership, more damage, more combat experience, more armor. And Haldir is generally also like a great scaling hero into the late game with the golden arrow. You know, you can stun them. So pretty good. Especially because the only way the man faction can ever get fear resistant besides fighting around the statue is actually Gandalf. So fear effects can actually mess the man army up quite a lot, you know? Stable not coming from Sauron. Here it has a stable now, but it's a little bit delayed. That's a big push. Oh, Haldir is getting chunked a little bit. He should be able to get in safety. Haldir is way faster than Gondor infantry, so there is no way Eternal can catch up to him. Do you like giving me 3 Battle of 5 Armies? You mean the Hobbit films? Because there is nothing called BFME 3. What's your take on Age of the Ring mod? I don't like it that much, to be honest. I just don't like it that much. For me, it's a little bit too messy. And nothing against the Age of the Ring mod. I think they did a phenomenal job with the graphics and animations they have implemented. But I think it's a little bit too much, you know? Like, too confusing for me. Maybe I'm too old for this kind of stuff. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. So level 4 already unlocked for Haldir. He needs only 1 more level. Those heroes, they can easily level up to level 5, you know? Like Haldir, for example, or King Brand from the Dwarven faction. They can level up so easily. They have like zero struggle when it comes to get experience. Okay, the first counter push, a massive counter push with pikemen and a bunch of archers. What is the answer to that? I don't know. Like, look Haldir, he's bullying him hardcore. Like, what is the answer to that, you know? Like, you cannot burst him down. He can always disengage whenever he wants to. He's too fast. Oh, great fighting positioning here for Sauron with the mist. He can debuff the enemy unit. And also mist got debuffed, nerfed, of course, I think. Maybe not. I think they were only talking about the Keef bats, but I don't think they were also talking about the mist, which kind of makes sense because mist costs you 10 power points, while Keef bats and Creepane only cost you 5 power points. So making those 5 power points a bit weaker, but not touching the 10 power points or higher power points would kind of make sense. 785 command points for Sauron versus 700, so they have actually good amount of command points, but I believe at this point the Elven player is clearly ahead. So there is like a group of units right in front of the castle, And very soon, and with very soon I mean right now, they have also leadership unlocked. They have perma leadership, which we cannot say the same about the about the Man of the West player. So maybe Theoden could be a nice choice. Maybe Boromir could be a nice choice, because Boromir now has a debuff. Boromir got a complete rework in this version. So when it comes to deal with an army like this, you having leadership, oh, is he paying attention, dude? Oh, he has heal, okay, never mind. Like, Haldir is so tanky, dude. What the heck? Like, 3 rangers are shooting him down like crazy. They can tank this forever. Eternal in a very defensive formation. He cannot really leave this area. He kinda knows. And that's one of the only weaknesses of the Elven faction. For me personally, I believe there are 2 major weaknesses of the Elven faction. One of them is being the low siege damage. So when it comes to deal with a camper, the Elven faction struggles the most. You will have to recruit Ents. You need to build up the Ent mood. Otherwise, you cannot deal with a camper. You have no chance. Because your swordmen and pikemen and also lances are not the strongest and tankiest units in the game. You have like an archer based army. And the second weakness of the Elven faction is the eco. So later on you have like 0 tools to get more money, you know. But while men, for example, can have outlaw leadership from Elma and also the Grand Harvest from the marketplace. So you have like double way to boost your eco. While Elven faction is the only faction from all the factions in the game with 0 eco boost. Okay, beautiful trample into the rangers. Look at the minimap now, boys. Like, it's getting blue and blue and blue and blue. The hero advantage is massive, and you know, it's not gonna get any better for Eternal, because this guy is all about to hit level 6, and that means 2 more levels in Golden Arrow, stun. He needs a statue. He has little leadership here, right? He has 0 leadership. I mean, not even banners on the fortress. 0 leadership. Now we have Legolas. I mean, at this point, the Elven player has just too much money, you know? Too much money, double well for the recovery. The Prince of the Mirkwood Elves. Legolas. Oh, he's going for Elma, maybe. Just like in the films, you know? I used to like Elma a lot in the films. But the scene where Legolas was threatening him, you know, as he was making fun of Gimli, and Legolas got angry about that one, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of badass, because they were surrounded by Rohirrim, they would have gotten smashed, but Legolas didn't care, you know? Hi Ghost Boy, not too much, we are still in the game number 1. We just started. The one on 3 is gonna be taken down. Level 2 has Spear Throw. Maybe Spear Throw the Lancer Battalion. You will get a lot of value. It has like a splash damage. In the meantime, the Elven player is committing with the Rallying Call. That's a huge army. Here's a barracks level 3. Here's a farm level 3. Every one of these level 3 buildings are going to be able to deal damage to the Elven army. And you can see the lack of damage against structures. Like, there is so much force when it comes to deal damage to units and even heroes. But the units he has for dealing damage to the buildings are not many. Like, the fortress is shooting, the farm is shooting, the man player might go for repair. I mean, he has the power points for it, but to be honest, look at the power point differential, dude. That's a massive one. So we have 11 power points for the Elven player. Oh, the Hawk Strike, phew, on your face, and like, look at the power point differential. You see, he went for the banners finally. He has leadership now, but he has nearly 12 power points in the bank. Rallying Call has been used for the double buff. Legolas, and they are just retreating. They are fast enough. Longshot is incoming. Oh, he was not paying attention for a single second. Great chunk, but not enough. 12 power points. He needs only 3 more power points for the Eagle special summon. Look his money. He has full command points at this point of the game. He is so rich. He can do whatever he wants. Maybe the best thing you can do is get a builder here and build an offensive Ent mood, you know? And start sieging him already from this location. Don't give him too much time. The man player is up to only 9 power points in total. He doesn't even have 10 power points collected yet. With 10, he has the chance to go for the Hobbits, for example, or for the Lone Tower. I believe Lone Tower could be a great investment, because what you can do is you can place one of the rangers inside your tower, and you have seen how long it takes for the Elven army to take down one of the structures. And the tower with the rangers inside of that is gonna be so hard for the Elven archers and Elven army right now to be taken down. I like what Eternal is trying to do, but I think it's a little bit too late. Like, he's just a little bit too much behind, you know? Hi, Lokin. Okay, 13, almost 14 power points. We will get more and more levels on the Elven heroes. Level almost 7 Haldir. Legolas also can easily level up with Hawk Strike over and over again. He's already level almost 3, which can give you the chance to get 3 archers unlocked for giving more experience to the Elven army. Or the Entmoot. But why? Why would you build Entmoot here? I think you don't need to build it here because the distance is too long. Like the Ents are kind of moving in slow motion speed. So them having to move from this location all the way to this location here right now is gonna give a little bit too much time for the Man of the West player, which is definitely unnecessary, you know? I mean, even with those mistakes, I believe he has such a great advantage. You know, the Grand Harvest is kind of giving money for the Man of the West player. He had almost 2,000 in the bank, but I think what you gotta do is you need to understand that you cannot win archer against elves. You cannot win this. Like, they have leadership, they have too many archers, they have Legolas, Haldir, you know, this army is Mirkwoods now with Silvertone arrow purchased. At this point of the game, no army can fight in a one-on-one situation against the Elven army. You know, Silvertone arrows, Mirkwoods with leadership, good luck, you know. Like power points maybe can mess up a little bit, but army against army, you have no chance. Three heroes, Legolas, Haldir and Glorfindel. Now Glorfindel can also commit. Look, the tower guards, even one of the tankiest units in the game. The eagles are coming. Glorfindel is diving in. He has splash damage. He can hit like a truck. The eagles are committing on the fortress. Will this be the one push to win? But if we hear Tom Bombadillo, I think Tom Bombadillo was messing up the Elven army. I think Sauron wasn't paying attention. Okay, we have Elwyn. She's gonna scream, "I am no man," and maybe she can do it. The eagles are getting chunked a little bit from the towers, but I think they are still healthy enough to keep going. The army from the Elven player getting messed up, but so is the army from the Elven player and Man of the West player at the same time. The eagles, they will not be able to finish off the fortress. They will go for the tower eventually. Tom Bombadil doesn't get to use one more time the Sonic Song. The Mirkwoods and also the Lorien archers with the Sonic Song are even messing up Tom Bombadil. Normally a hero you will not see anybody trying to kill because he's just too beefy and too tanky. The Elven heroes are still inside the genes. The tower guards are tanking the Porcupine formation, but are they tanky enough? That's the main question. The brother and sister, they are just waiting because they can't do anything about the situation. There are just too many pikemen. The mist is going to be used now for the second time offensively, but I think it's a little bit of an overcommitment from the Elven player. He should have waited a little bit longer for the Ents to arrive. But the Ents, I don't know where they are. They are not going to war because Treebeard is going to be needed to lead the army of the Fangorn Forest to the victory. I mean, at this point, the man player is literally trying to camp it out a little bit by getting power points, but he doesn't realize, and he needs to realize that he is not winning the power point battle, not even close. Look, we need only 7 power points, like around 8 power points for the 25, you know, 25, which means it can be flat and you can kill everything here. Look at the layout. Like the only level 3 farm he has is this one. He gets some money, but I think the investment should be definitely into some more stronger and more impactful heroes other than going for Eowyn. I know Eowyn got kind of buffs in this version, but I think she's still not a match, you know, against heroes like Haldir with level 5, 7, Legolas and also Glorfindel. She can't do anything about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, what you gotta do is recruit heroes you can do a little bit more than with Eowyn. Maybe Aragorn could be a nice choice. I think Aragorn has definitely the chance to fight even Elrond or, you know, Glorfindel in a one-on-one situation with the Blade Master. Treebeard is here. Look at this Elven army, dude. Oof, what can you do against that? There are so many Malone trees. I like the fact that Thanos is fighting until the very end, but the end might be near. Mr. Vadding, welcome. Maru, welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, that is Treebeard. A huge army of the Elven units, archers and heroes, only here to protect Treebeard. All you gotta do is sit back and let Treebeard do the job, you know? That's all you gotta do. He can keep shooting from a long distance which towers can never reach. And it will kind of force the Man of the West player to commit. He gotta commit on this one. He will lose if he doesn't, but I think he loses also if he does, you know, because Tom Bombadil is on cooldown, the tower, and then after the tower is done, Treebeard can start shooting down the fortress. He's trying to build a Trebuchet expansion, I believe. Yeah, but without Firestone, you don't even hurt this end. Oh my goodness, he's going have the desperate charge of the man, just like in the films, the long arrow volley. He wanted to beat him, but Sauron is just too smart. He's paying attention to every single detail of the game. Elma, the horse of Rohan, is no more. Glorfindel is diving in. Very smart move, Boromir. We have seen Boromir. He has the Horn of Gondor, which again is actually kind of changed, I believe, but we don't get a chance to see it yet. Sauron just to clean. Boromir is running away from Glorfindel, which he should. Glorfindel is one of the best fighters in the game, but now he's tanking too much. He is going to be used to get him to a safe level. He should be able to get away because the Elven heroes are just so much faster. Oh, Treebeard is burning a little. He's panicking. He's panicking, just like in the films. I like this animation, but he should be good very soon, because unlike in BFME 1, in Rise of the Witch King, the burn effect doesn't last forever. In BFME 1, you gotta go on the water to actually get rid out of the fire, you know what I'm saying? But here, after a few seconds, the fire is gone.
The Tower Guard will defend Gondor.
The Tower Guard will try to defend Gondor, but I think you need more than Tower Guards to defend this. Yeah, you gotta shoot down this thing. You gotta shoot down this thing, but Treebeard is so tanky and beefy. Oh, the flood washing away the men from this land, including the expansions around the fortress. I told you guys, the power point differential is massive. So we have 25, 15, and the man player doesn't even have a 15 power point yet. He went for 2 times 10. He's like 10 away from the 15, and that on top of that, you need 25 more for the 25. So he is so far away. GG's gonna be called from Eternal, and that's it. The game number 1 goes to the Canadian player Sauron in the best of 5, and we're gonna jump right into the game number 2. Is it about the faction, or is it about the player? That is the main reason why we are using this format, to determine the best player of the game. We have the red Elven player, Eternal, at the bottom side, versus the blue Elven player, Man of the West player, sorry, Sauron at the top side. So men against elves for the game number 2. Double Malone Tree opening, double farm opening. Remember in the previous game, they actually went both for early barracks, which is not the case for now. In the first game, the Elven player was building the barracks in the first Malone Tree at the same time. But in this case, Eternal actually building up 3 Malone Trees before anything else, and now he's gonna build up the barracks. And the same also goes to Sauron. So 3 farm into the barracks. I think it's gonna be still a pikeman start, eventually creeping this one. Could be a nice choice. I think rushing and trying to go for a push at the beginning of the game is not gonna be the most, most reliable strategy, because the distance is too long. Like, you gotta walk from this location all the way to this farm, for example. Like, it's a really long route, you know? That's why creeping is a bit better, because it can help you to get a bit more map control, to keep expanding a little bit more, and eventually make the investments earlier into heroes. Is BFME 2 more popular than BFME 1? Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. In the online scene, yes. Maybe EcoStar not bad. It's not bad, but it might be too risky. Like, imagine, for example, you build like 5 Malone Trees or 6 Malone Trees before any production building. If you don't get a rush at the beginning of the game, it's gonna be the perfect choice of you. But if the opponent player might go for an early barracks and rushes you, then you might lose 3 out of those 6 Malone Trees you built up at the beginning, because you have literally 0 defense. So it's like a high risk, high reward kind of situation, in which you kind of need to guess and hope that the enemy player does the same, or does creep, but not pressure you, like this player does, for example. Look at this. One Malone 3 has been demolished already. And in the meantime, the soldier, I think in a one-on-one situation, the Lorien warriors should be a bit stronger than soldiers of Gondor. And they are also way faster. Rallying Call is going to be used. They are trying to commit, clump. They will be clumping, they will be committing, but Sauron is demolishing it right off the bat. It is very important because you get a lot of money back. You get money back depending on the timing you demolish. So when you demolish it immediately, as you can see, you get half the money back. So for a resource building, you invest 300, right? When you demolish it at 100% HP, you get 50% of it back. But the more you wait with demolishing, the less money you will get back. And when you demolish it a little bit too late, below 50% HP mark, you will even give experience in power points to your opponent. Oh, perfect timing. Why nerf Boromir's Son? I think they didn't nerf Boromir's Son, I think they changed it fully. Look how many tramples it takes actually, what the heck? It took like 5 tramples to kill one of the Lorien warriors. It's kinda crazy. Okay. No stable here for elves, so... He's trying to defend with archers and pikemen. Sauron is microing all the time. In the meantime, the pikemen are trying to capture this one, but again, in a one-on-one situation, they don't have a chance against soldiers of Gondor. Stable, maybe archer range lead on, I don't know. Stun? Yeah, I think... I don't know, I think it's too early to judge if it's a nerf or a buff. I just think it's different. It's something I personally like a lot. Because it can also nullify enemy leadership bonuses. First of all, Man faction was kinda like a weird faction with like 8 heroes giving leadership, but none of them give you debuff, you know? Like imagine you have like, I don't know, 8 or almost every hero of yours giving leadership for your army, but that doesn't do anything because you cannot stack it. But none of them, not your, in your kit there is nothing that could give you debuff, you know? Now you have debuff, and we don't know how it's gonna be in a multiplayer game.
We can hide there.
I mean, Man player is doing a good job this time. So macro is definitely on the side from Sauron, 450 command points versus 500 though. Elven player is, I don't know, like, it's so hard to predict. Like, couple of fights can change everything. So when the Man player can micro his way into this army and manage to get into the backline, like a great trample into the archers can change the outcome of a fight, you know? But not like this. He didn't pay attention to this one. He almost lost the full battalion of Gondor Knights. That's very unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. As long as you can save one of them, you should be in a good spot. Archer range level 1. The same build order pretty much like Eternal did in the previous game. The well for the recovery. Varag's level 1, stable level 1, and archery range level 1. No heroes yet. At this point of the game, in the previous game, we have seen Haldir recruitment from the Elven player, but not this time. I think Haldir was a great investment and did definitely pay out in long terms. And I just don't understand why people are hesitating to recruit heroes. Especially cheap heroes like Haldir, Eomer, Theoden, you know, or Boromir.
Over here. Go to the trees. Press on.
Do you know when Reforged Beta will come? I don't know, man. I really don't have any opinion in that matter because, I don't know, it's been 4 years since the first announcement, so the question is if it's gonna come out, not when it's gonna come out. Okay. I don't know, like he has 3 pikemen for dealing damage. The farm level 2, I think it's gonna be kind of given up. Yeah, he's gonna demolish it. That's minus 75 command points. That was the only level 2 farm the Man player had under his control. Only level 1. The barracks will also be taken down, will be given up. I mean, the Man player has the chance to go for rebuild. He's gonna use Rallying Call, he's committing. Look, he's trying to micro his way to the backline. Yeah, he's trying to micro into the archers with the horses. and he will get it done, boys. That's like, you don't want to hesitate. You just want to take the one chance, one opportunity, one shot, and go for it, you know. It was a look, one trample, decided to fight before it even started for the man player. Very good, very nice micro, very well done. He was even able to save the barracks without using the rebuild. Man player was creeping in the same time. He has a couple of units, you know, pressuring the bottom left. Mallontry, 525 command points for men and 600 command points for elves. And he finally went for Haldir. So, I think it's kind of 50-50 situation, but I believe the Albion faction is kind of in a better spot. But again, I believe it depends all on your horse micro. How much damage can you deal in chaos with your Gondonites, and how well can you do to keep them alive, and force your opponent player to recruit multiple pikemen just to counter your horses. And I think Eternal does exactly that thing, you know. But remember, he can also counter them with the horse archers later on. Counter attack, 0 pikemen, dude. Oh, that's so risky. Oh yeah, that's so risky. You should never do this. You should never do this. Does he have pikemen coming? No. I mean, they're clumped, so they will slow them down, but still, you know, look at this. That's gonna be a massacre, dude. No. That's why, children, you should never send a big army without pikemen. Pikemen in this game are the best units in the game, you know, they are so good. They counter literally almost everything. They are tanky with the porcupine formation, they can tank damage for Aegis, they can deal great amount of damage to heroes, to buildings, and on top of that, they one-shot horses without even touching them.
Building supplies are here.
Building supplies are here, okay. The Elven player keeps moving forward. 500 command points for elves and 725 command points for Sauron. Sauron actually has almost 50% more command points than his opponent. He has a very strong force now with Rohan Spearmen, Rangers, Archers, more Gondonites. Yeah, I mean, this army is looking pretty lit, and there are no Mirkwoods yet. Okay, Mallontry, he has been taken down. Keep pressuring him all the time. Cut his resource income. Harass him. Okay, Mallontry is going down. Almost 15 power points for Sauron. I don't know what he's trying to use it for. I have no clue. 450 command points for elves only.
We are called to action.
We are called for action. A rough game for Eternal. A rough game. Maybe Marketplace could be a nice choice. I mean, at this point, I think when you have like 750 command points as men, it's a good time for you to build a Marketplace. Then you get so much extra value from it, you know?
With haste.
Level 4 with the Outlaw leadership, which means money, money, money. The first and only hero from the Man of the West player. He never went for any other hero so far.
Tower guard standing by.
Tower guard standing by. And we have Haldir. He went for Lone Tower now, which can be
I will
used
represent the men of
with
Gondor.
the Rangers. Aaron, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Lone Tower rebuild can also be used. You know, he has the power points for it to keep the tower protected. Lots of Gondonites on the field with Irma leadership. I mean, like pretty much the elite units now. Rangers, Tower Guards, Gondonites. I mean, yeah, you can say now Rohirrim are a bit better, but I think the differential between Rohirrim and Gondonites are actually not that huge. The Rohirrim can shoot from a distance, which you really don't need to when you have Rangers on the field, you know? Now the full commitment, and now you will see with your own eyes, you know, taking down a Lone Tower from the from the Men of the West faction when you are playing Elves, with Rangers inside of it, is gonna be very tough, very, very tough. I mean, unless you build it very close to the fortress, in which you can build the Entmoot expansion and just, you know, shoot from distance, but when it comes to commit on it with your infantry army, it will take you lots of resources and time to finally destroy the enemy Lone Tower. He went for the mist upgrade on the fortress for the debuff. 825 command points for man and command points capped situation for
Mr.
elves.
Smoke KKKK inside the stream. Mr. Smoke KKKK, my man, welcome to going inside my stream. I very appreciate it.
KKKKK, Smoke, are you ready after this best of 5 for the grand finals? Hey, Marmari God, welcome. Lone Tower. To be honest, I like the positioning because this will kind of cut down this entrance from this location, and Manplayer can keep doing stuff on this side, you know? For example, he can even build a siege works here. Why not? It's very hard for him to commit on this one. It's far away from the end expansion, so there is no way of reaching it. And him not seeing this location is gonna create such a great pressure on the Elven player. And look, he cannot even leave the side. Like, he keeps doing stuff with the Golden Knights, and that's exactly what I meant for the previous game from Eternal. That's what Eternal should have done in the very first game against Elves. Like, he had a couple of Golden Knights, but most of the time they were sitting on one place, not really moving around, not really, you know, kind of abusing their movement speed advantage, their speed, and kind of being lazy with the Golden Knights. I think when you are so mobile with Irma, you have like such a crazy hit and run potential, which can buy you so much additional time, create so much pressure on your opponent. But he didn't kind of use it
Nice
for
pick stream, Mr. Smoke. Are you ready to go inside the Canadian jeans?
Canadian jeans. Level 3 upgrade incoming. Oh, and also, by the way, I mean, to be honest, Grand Finals is going to be kind of fun. If Sauron is going to make it to the Grand Finals, of course, that's not over yet. We have seen a lot of shenanigans. We have seen a lot of great comebacks. But if that's going to be the case, if you're going to see Sauron against Smokey in the Grand Finals, be ready for, you know, incredible fiesta. They're going to flame each other, you know, trash talk each other in the chat all the time. Okay, I mean, again, I don't know if this push is gonna make it. You know, I don't know if this push is gonna be the push Eternal is hoping it would be. I don't think so. Like, mainly archers and pikemen. No Lorien warriors, no lancers, damage output very limited. I don't know. We will see. 700 command points for elves. Versus 800 for men. 10 power points in the bank and 5 power points in the bank. Is Haldir level 5 yet? No, he's only level 4, so he still needs 1 level for it. There is a tower right around the Malon tree with no arches inside. Okay. Interesting. One Golden Knight was making it away. This lone tower has also no units inside. The creep is not done yet. Oh, the end is slapping, dude. What the heck? I mean, it's only knocking them down on the ground.
You have my sword.
LZ, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. Elven player is now retreating. We just heard Smeagol somewhere. Is Smeagol dead? Money-wise? Oh, okay. Alright, so Sauron has almost 3k in the bank. He might go for it. Like, does he have the banners? Yeah. So with banners, the Gandalf is gonna cost a little bit less. I think 3,150.
The Ents are going to war. It is likely that we go to our doom. Last march of the Ents.
Last march of the Ents. 15 power points after the Lone Tower, and we have 8 power points after the Mist. So I believe Aegis can do stuff on the Golden Knights because he has not every. Oh, he has Gandalf. I didn't even see. Okay, my bad, dude. All right, he's Pleb. He's gonna use the shield bubble. I didn't even see him, dude. There we go. He has Gandalf in his blue pennies.
A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
He arrives precisely when he means to, indeed. Okay, level 3 already, that's pretty good. After the Juice Visa plus Lightning Sword, he needs 1 more level for the mount ability. Brandy Bran, thanks for the resub, my dude, for 14 months with primers. Thank you, sir.
Brandon just resubscribed for 14 months. Ahoy.
Appreciate it, thank you. Alright, Bran. Hopefully Gandalf is gonna put in some work for you, my friend, and pop off with level 10 Word of Power. I would love to see it. But I think this game is gonna last for a while, because nobody's kind of trying to build up an army which can cause enough damage to end the game once and for all. I believe they are kind of building up like I like this. Not every game can be like this, I can understand, but sometimes seeing a full potential of a faction in the late game versus other faction in the late game is what I want to see. Like, in the meantime though, look at the minimap. Eternal is kind of everywhere. He's expanding like crazy, my dude. Like what? Eternal has what? 1000 command points, you know? He has 1000 command points. So he has also 13 power points in the bank, after 14 for man. Stable level 1, barracks level 2 for the Mirkwoods. And expansion, he might go for the Eagles, where he's not going for it. But I believe he needs a bit stronger army when it comes to burst on Gandalf. Mirkwoods can do it, you know, or upgrades can do it. He has the armory now. He got it. He needs to get it to level 3. Level 2 upgrade incoming. And Silverton arrows, very strong. Very, very close to level 4. The last standing warg layer on the map, but the troll layers are still untouched. Okay. Oh, look, the end is like, the creep is mine, don't touch my creep. Ooh, but you cannot finish this like that. You gotta attack it one more time. He's gonna die now. What is he trying to do? This end is out of his mind, my dude. Like, this end is literally on fire. But he's also fat. He had like a rough pandemic time. What are the rangers doing? They are like, okay, let me go underneath of the feet of the tree. Actually, Gandalf was able to get the experience very good. He's now level 4 and gets on his Shadow of Axe. But the true transformation, the true strength and power is gonna be when he's level 5. Because then it's gonna turn him to Gandalf the White. I believe it's like a recharge timer. So your abilities are gonna recharge a bit faster, which is gonna be a huge power spike. And because it's a long game, we might see a Fellowship of the Ring situation. We have Gandalf, and we have also now Aragorn. The King Elessar himself is also on the field. And I also like this game. Gollum is also around. Imagine killing Gollum and recruiting Galadriel. Could be also an option. I believe both the players will have the money to do that. And you know what I'm waiting for, boys? Hold on a second. Okay, I can explain you what's gonna happen, hopefully. What's gonna happen next. The thing is, we have a wizard on the field, right? Right. So he has to be around somewhere. I don't even see him on the field. And there is a huge elven army. So what the elven player will try to do, he's gonna be trying to get clumped. To get tanky enough to kind of slow down the enemy horses and to protect the archers. But the man player has Cloudbreak and the elven player doesn't have any fear resistance, okay? So imagine the wombo combo situation with the Cloudbreak, and then you have also your Gandalf, you know, going ham with the Wizard Blast, you know? That's what I want to see. Vivo la vida with the primers for 7 months, my dude. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Vivo la vida just resubscribed for 7 months. Ahoy. Name a more iconic duo than ROTWK on Sunday evening equals.
But today is Monday, my friends. Today is Monday. But thank you very much. Anyway. Oh, he has even upgrades on him. He has the armor plus the blades. Does he also go for the Silverton arrows? No, he actually did not go for it. Not even level 3 at the armory. He's gonna build towers to kinda you know, get dominance on the right side of the map. I'm still waiting for it, boys. I'm still waiting for it. You have only one chance, one opportunity, one shot. Will you capture it? You have eagles available, but eagles, there are rangers and with fire arrows, you know. But he has no leadership yet. Oh! Go 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 go! Boom, son, on your face. But they don't even die, dude. They don't even die, dude. Most of them didn't even die, dude. That's kind of crazy, man. Buff this guy already, dude. He's so weak. Like imagine, I mean, no, I'm a Gandalf fanboy, but his DPS should be higher when he's that expensive. He's one of the most rarest heroes in the entire game, and he doesn't even get to hit one-shot elven archers. Really? Like, really? Okay, he's level 5 now, though. That's good. Eagles, I don't know about the Eagles. They will definitely kill some Golden Knights, it's pretty good. Power points are rising to the sky. 14 power points in the bank after the Cloud Break for the man player. Almost 10 power points for the Elven player. So the next one is going to be a flood situation or an earthquake situation. I believe in both cases you have the chance to end this. Look at this layout of the Elven base. Like, imagine an earthquake right on the spot, you know? It can deal devastating amount of damage. It has definitely the potential to finish the game with one big push. Like, kind of trying to kill the heroes is pointless, so he's trying to kill as many Golden Knights as he potentially can, which will fish him even more power points. If I'm not mistaken, you should be able to get power points from it, right? Yeah. Give us BFME 2 Gandalf. Alright. Okay, he's going for it one more time. Oh, he's not. What? Do it! He had the perfect chance to do it. What is he doing, Gandalf? Shield bubble? He's drunk. He's gonna use shield bubble. Oh, he has no heal though. He gotta be careful. Okay, nobody's shooting him now. Nobody's shooting him now. Aragorn has Attilas. He used the... Yeah. My time here has ended, indeed. Yeah. Did he actually Easter light? He Easter light this dude, Haldir. Look, Haldir has still 50% of his HP. Like, more than 50% of his HP. And I just read somebody in the chat typing, Gandalf is major, he can't die. But he dies. He dies today. And actually, that's really bad for him, because, oh, very smart. I didn't even think about it. Like, yeah, true. Like, Gandalf's Easter light can cause fear effect. But so what the Elven player did, he actually went for the Elven Wood, which doesn't only give him additional buff in terms of damage and armor, which is, by the way, better than the... no, the buff is gonna be also nerfed, but it's the fear resistant you get on top of that, which can shut down effects from Cloud Break, for example, Horn of Gondor, the old Horn of Gondor, and also in this case, the Easter light can be shut down completely. It's pretty good. It's really unfortunate for the man player though. He lost 2 of his very expensive heroes, and he is also kind of losing the map control. I mean, 1000 command points still for Sauron, and he's also like really close for the 25. Like, he needs 6.5 power points for it. Eternal kind of slowed him down a little bit by picking the Elven Wood for 10 power points, so he needs at this point around about 16 power points for the 25 flood. Imagine flood here on the spot, you know, or imagine earthquake. I mean, earthquake we're gonna see definitely way earlier in compared to the flood. You wanted to see more heroes? You saw them. You saw dead heroes. Yeah, I think the miscommunication. I didn't define how I want to see more heroes. But the thing is, you see, that's the thing. You know, Haldir is so good. Like, I believe when you play elves, you need to recruit Haldir. It's like Haldir for elves is pretty much like Lourdes for Isengard. Not too expensive. You can always afford him, and he's such a great hero. Gives you leadership, gives you sword, bow fighter, with stun. You know, what else do you want? Low price, good damage, good tankiness, leadership, and stun. It's like a ultimate package when it comes to order a hero from the internet, you know? Lots of Mirkwoods. I think Gandalf is gonna be back soon, hopefully. He has also the Ivory Tower for the vision. What is the plan? I think this is a big map, you know? This is a very big map. When the game goes on like this, finishing the game is gonna take you so much time. I don't know. Like, Cloud Break is almost back up, but again, the Elven Wood, in my opinion, despite the fact that it's gonna slow you down after 25, you know, reaching the flood is gonna be a little bit longer now, but I think it's a great investment. The second you realize, okay, my opponent has 15 power point Cloud Break, so you now have the chance to counter the 15 power point from your opponent by only picking 10 power point spell. You know, you counter that entirely. You can wait with it until Cloud Break has been used, and you can use it after the Cloud Break has been used, you know, and boom, your units are not affected by the fear effects anymore, which is massive in my opinion. Oh, Gandalf is back on a menu, boys. That's good. Level 6. Yeah, I don't think you can approach this anymore, you know? Like, Mirkwoods with Silvertone arrows, with leadership of Haldir, you have no debuff, you have no chance of stunning them with the Elven Wood being available. Elven Wood has also way shorter cooldown, I believe, in compared to the Cloud Break. So you should be, like, the timing should be perfect. Here's the one ring, he has the chance to pick it up and bring it to the fortress. You know, ring heroes are definitely allowed. You can recruit them by investing 10,000, or in this case 9,000 I believe, because you have the heroes thing, the banner on the fortress for making heroes a bit cheaper, 10% cheaper. Quick math, 10,000 minus 10% is 1,000, so it's 9,000. But I believe the man player doesn't have the money and the ego to do this yet. Okay, we are looking for a chance, for opportunity, and I believe we're gonna see the same situation what I was just talking about. He's gonna use the Cloud Break. But it's the Alvinwood. And boom, that's what I'm talking about, you see? And that's the thing. Now he can move, and a player who is paying attention will not line up his units for a juicy Wizard Blast. Now Gandalf can't approach, because a good player will not give you the chance to go inside the army of a lined up archers and let you blast for free. You know what I'm saying? That's very smart investment, but hey, we have Army of the Dead and you cannot run away from this one. Can they use the ring? Yes sir, they can use the ring. Oh. You know what I want to see? Besides seeing the army from elves getting kind of crushed, I want to see how many power points can he generate by using the Army of the Dead, you understand? I want to see, he's gonna use it. I want to see how many power points can he collect after he used it. That's what I want to see more. I mean, the Elven player is also really close. Like, he's what, 5 power points away from it? And Cloud Break is actually reloading way faster than Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. Way faster. Okay.
To the forest. Protect these lands.
Let's see this. I mean, I don't know what he's waiting for though. I have no clue. Stable level 2, not even level 3. We might hopefully later on see some Knights of Dol Amroth. Did he even recruit or revive his Aragorn yet? I don't think so. No leadership for the infantry for the Man of the West player. Oh, he's beating him. Oh, he's beating him so hard, dude. He's like, okay, I'm coming to attack you, Eternal. Group all your units together. He's kind of trying to beat him into a fighting situation, and then boom, use the AOD on top of his face. Lone Tower. I believe the Lone Tower can be reached by this end, right? There is a Trebuchet coming without Firestone. With Firestone, but we don't get to see it, Firestone here. Or with Firestone, it's gonna hit like a truck. Yeah! With Firestone, it's hitting like a truck, my dude. This is hitting so hard now. Holy guacamole. Like one hit almost. Like one hit is enough to kill the Ents. Ents so vulnerable against fire. I don't know what the Elven player is planning to do, you know? If you don't answer to this, he will just take down your fortress. So you gotta answer. I think he knows, or he expects something like that. He's trying to kind of beat him, but he doesn't need to get baited. He can just sit here and siege you. And you are the one who gotta make a choice. You are the one who needs to make a decision. And not Sauron. He can keep sieging you until you approach. And if you approach, he's gonna use AOD on your face. He's gonna use the... Oh, smart! Smart! Stun them with the Easterlight and then use AOD so they cannot disengage. Smart. How many power points does he collect? Oh my goodness! Look at you. I think he collected from the AOD all alone like 15 power points at bare minimum, by the way, guys. What? Like, at bare minimum 15 power points collected from the AOD. That's kind of crazy. Oh, GG, well played. We have the blue Isengard player Sauron versus the red Elven player Eternal in the game number 3 after the phenomenal game number 2. Let's hope that this game is also gonna last for a while, that it will show us the full potential of both the factions in the mid to late game. Tomorrow, Shanks, what is this Fiesta replay game? I call Fiesta for everything. Not for everything, dude. Not for everything. Not for like 10-minute games, you know? The game should be at least lasting 20 minutes or something. Okay, you're saying have fun. You too. Not good luck. You don't want to wish good luck for your opponent, trust me on that one. 3 Malone trees into the Uruk pit. It's gonna be the build order from Sauron. On the other side, we see 3 Malone trees into the potential barracks too. So actually, when it comes to build, early game, Sauron seems to be a bit faster than his opponent. But it might be a stable start too. Yeah, it's gonna be a stable start, that's why. So, Oof, I don't know. I don't know. Mythology sound? Yes. Will Smoke versus Sauron play after? If Sauron wins that, yes. I mean, Sauron agreed. I never actually as Smokey, but Smokey is always up to play, you know? Smokey doesn't mind. So Uruks opening for Sauron. On the other side, we see obviously a stable opening. So it's kind of good when the Uruks going forward, they will run into the Lancers. It's going to be a good situation for Eternal, but I think you gotta find a very quick transition into the barracks. So you need some archers for the defense. Very important. So in mid-game, I believe it's going to be kind of favoring the Isengard faction a little bit more, because Isengard has just much better eco than the Elven faction. But remember, the debuff and also the War Chant buff got nerfed. So I believe that's more or less like a buff for the Elven faction. Because you using Creebane and War Chant combination before was very OP for the evil factions like Goblins and also Isengard. So in a big commitment of a big fight, you debuffing them and buffing your own units would give you such a huge advantage. Now it still gives you advantage, don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna be that strong anymore. Perfect situation, you know, perfect timing pretty much. They are running right into the Lancers. They will get some tramples off. I remember the time before the armor fix, the Uruks in the shield wall formation and hold ground stance, they could withstand like 8 tramples. Now they withstand like 4 tramples, you know? And the Lancers are taking 0 damage. So pretty much like a hard counter situation. Yeah. Trample, trample, trample. Trample, trample, trample. But he left 3 of them alive. They're gonna be annoying actually. Barracks now, the stable won't be deleted. He might go for another one very soon. He has the money for it now. It costs 500 each. Expanding offensively, but the builder from Sauron will be able to spot this. He has now Pikeman on the field with the Crossbowman and go for the push number 2. Kind of smart move that he didn't use War Chant for the Uruks. And he has now the Warp Pit level 2 for the Warg Riders. I hope Eisengasm arrives in time. Yeah, I think Eisengasm is kind of busy right now. To be honest, in the last few days, he missed a lot of Isengard action. We have seen Isengard quite a lot, but unfortunately he wasn't. I think he's watching the VOD later on, but he has like a busy job, I think, you know. Okay. Okay. Creeping action. So Pikeman, Uruk, and Crossbowman. It's a great solid combination. And Warg Rider. So pretty much countering everything what Elven player has to offer. You're gonna counter the archers, the swordmen, the horses, and the buildings too. Barracks number 2, hiding around the trees. To be honest, since version 7, I think the Elven faction gets nothing but only nerfs. I believe they nerfed Elven faction multiple times. They nerfed. There has not been a single version of the patch 2.02 since I am around. They didn't at least nerf one thing from the Elven faction. I believe in the last version it was actually Arwen who they nerfed. And the Flood from Arwen. They multiple times nerfed Glorfindel, you know. They nerfed the archer damage Mirkwoods. They nerfed that you cannot creep anymore with the archers. I think in the version 8 you could earlier creep with archer exclusively a full warclair. Now you can't do that anymore. You cannot deal damage to the buildings, to the structure of the warclair. So everything in every single version, I believe, elves got kind of wrecked, you know. Like nerf that, nerf this, nerf that, nerf this, you know. But which is even more surprising is after all these nerfs, elves are still doing just fine, you know. They are not in a horrible state. They can still win games in every single matchup. Their playstyle has not been evolved at all. They are playing off the same way like they did in the version 7. Lorien warriors, Lorien archers, pikemen. Most of the time, you know. Yeah. The Warg Riders, you gotta be careful. Great defense from the Elven player, very good. You gotta put some pressure in the meantime. He's trying to. With the Lancer Battalion, he will try to destroy this furnace slowly but surely. He might not be able to finish it off, but he will damage it quite nicely. You don't want to overcommit. There is no reason of overcommitting, you know. You can try to damage it and then come back later again to finish it off. Almost 7 power points in the bank after the War Chant, and 5 power points collected for Eternal. after the rallying call. 500 command points versus 350. So Isengard is kind of down in the command points department, which is very good for elves. So Isengard can be very weak early game in my opinion, you know, because your units are so expensive, which means you need eco to produce units. So remember, he went for the Uruk Pit, and right after he went for the Warg Pit level 2. The Warg Riders are expensive, the upgrade is expensive, and he just lost a full set. I think it's not worth it. Like losing a Warg Rider battalion for one single level 1 Malone tree, I think it's not worth it, because you trade 300 against 500, you know? The Malone tree is gonna be found and taken down. He's trying to kinda sandwich this army. I think he should kinda ignore them and go forward with this army. Like, if he can kill those 2 furnaces in this one behind level 2 by the way, it will be a huge achievement for Eternal. Okay. I mean, the Malone tree has been taken down anyway. They are just wasting time at this point, you know. Chasing is kinda... I don't like chasing. Lofson with this 6 months, Madu. Thank you so much, Lofson. Appreciate it. Thank you, good sir. It really means a lot.
Lofson just resubscribed for 6 months. Ahoy.
Ahoy. Thank you so much. Looking for a chance, for an opportunity. Will you capture it? Go for a trample. Look, he had the chance to do it, man. I must say, I like the new whole animation. Even though it looks kind of like, it looks like odd, like kind of odd, right? Am I right or not, guys? What do you think about it? Let me know in the chat. Like, it looks like the animation is walking behind them. You understand? When they move, and they move most of the time. So when they move, the glow animation is kind of like a shadow behind them. I hope you will see what I'm seeing. I hope I'm not out of my mind, you know? Okay. Uruks are tanky. Now you need Lancers there on the spot. I just finished off the furnace, I think. This furnace is so important to be finished. Creeping, that's very good for Sauron. He's up to 425 command points versus 625. So Eternal has a huge advantage in this matchup so far. And that's what I'm talking about. After multiple nerfs, Elven faction can still do just fine, you know? So Eternal might get the first W in this best of 5. Kribin. So they made it that Kribin is not taking any damage anymore. It's kind of invulnerable against damage, but they nerfed. You see, it doesn't even have HP anymore. But they nerfed the debuff, so it doesn't shut down any leadership bonuses anymore. So getting leadership is going to be even more important now against factions like Isengard and Goblins than it was before. The furnace is going to take some damage, but it won't be finished now. For now, this army is good for damaging units, but not very good for taking down structures. Building an outpost in the middle of the map. Can creep this if he wants to. Double barracks level 1, no heroes so far, and no stable level 2. Very rough situation for Isengard, I must say. Clan setting, very interesting choice. I don't know. I don't know if clan setting is a good choice. Extroverts, definitely much better than Wildmen of Talent, because let's be real, what are Wildmen of Talent gonna do for now? do now for you, you know what I'm saying? It's in the mid-late game, I think they are kind of useless. Continue for the primers for 7 months, Madu. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. Thank you.
Continuum_Q just resubscribed for 7 months. Ahoy.
Balindru Chvitanga or Balisimdru. Simpdru. What's up, my friends? Welcome. Oh, Balindru, you have missed the Fiesta game last game, dude. What's the best game so far in the tournament? In this tournament so far? Like, crazy stuff. I mean, for me, I consider those games the best because we see a late game with like EOD, we have seen, you know, Aragorn, Gandalf, Cloudbreak, Eagles, heroes, back and forth fights. Hey, Benzi. Welcome. Actually, I believe one of the weaknesses of Eternal is like that he doesn't commit when he has a lead, which gives Sauron enough time to recover, you know? Remember, a few seconds ago when we checked, the command points difference was a bit greater than it is now. because Eternal doesn't keep forcing fights when he has a huge advantage, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, the Furnace here behind. He knows it's low, he knows it's about to hit level 3, he gotta take it down. That's very important.
The elves of Lothlorien.
I heard the first hero, Haldir. So far, we have seen Haldir in every single matchup. And to be honest, we have seen also elves in every single situation. We have seen in the first two games, it was men against elves. In those two games, we have seen Haldir, and also now against Isengard. And that's what I'm talking about. I think Haldir is just so good that you can recruit him in every single situation. Early mid-game, late game, maybe not. Especially not when there is Lords on the field. Who's level 4, he can always cripple you and take you down. But if you get him early on the field, it's so easy for you to get him to level 5, you know? It's like free leadership. It's just a matter of time. There is a level 3 Furnace, finish it off. It's 100 command points he's taking from it. Almost level 2. Looking for a chance. He will finish this one off first. You don't want to lose at the same time though. You want to kind of secure yourself the bottom area, very important. I want to take a look into this fight though. Creepbane is going to be used. Once again, you cannot take it down. So he's deciding to retreat for now. Okay, almost 10 power points. He will go for the miss eventually, I think. And almost 10 power points for Isengard too. Here it's a very tough situation in which you gotta make a choice of Devastation or you go for the Weapon of Dalian Summon. I think both can work just fine. Devastation is a bit better when it comes to recover yourself. Like get a bit money. Like look, his money doesn't even look that bad in my opinion. He has like around about 2,000 in the bank. And he's getting more level 2 stuff. I can still not believe that this is not finished yet, you know? The level 3 Furnace behind, which was around 10% HP for the majority of the time. He just didn't commit on that one for finishing it off. Does Eternal? Yeah, he needs to win 3 games. It's a best of 5, so whoever wins 3 games will win. Devastation has been unlocked. And Isengard lost a lot of his army. A lot. Now is the time for Eternal to shine. Now is the time for him to commit. Like level 2, level 3. These two give him all alone 175 command points. Losing these two is gonna drop him down to 400 command points only. What is the time? He went for the miss though. Yeah, I saw it. But only archers, you know, or mostly archers. His damage output against buildings is so limited. Armory coming up, Entmoot finally. Okay, we see Treebeard coming up very soon from the Entmoot. So the siege will definitely begin. And now we have Lords, the fighting Uruk-hai. The level 2 Furnace is gonna be taken down for now. And he can kind of beat him in for fight. Level 4, and that's what I'm talking about. You see, I didn't pay attention for a few seconds, and boom, from level 1 to level 4 in like no time, you know? Like this guy can level up so incredibly fast. Oh, Sharku. The general counter. I've been missing him in this game, to be honest. There was a time in the version 8.2, I believe it was, or 8.3. In every single Isengard against Elf matchup, we have seen Sharku. He was so good, you know? And I think he's still good. Look, level 3 already. Like, he's hitting very hard. Archers from Lorien, they have like 0 defense. And Sharku likes clumped armies, you know? He likes those. He's retreating, and Isengard will recover now. He actually has a bunch of extroverts on the field. Bunch of them. Saruman could be so nice here too. 600 command points versus 850. You see the gap is closing. And that's what I'm talking about. When you get a huge advantage, you need to force a fight. But Eternal is always waiting for the fight to happen. You know, I hope you understand my point of view. Like, he is dominating the entire map, right? He has a huge advantage. He has like 300 command points. He has like way more units on the field. But yet he is kind of scared and afraid of taking a fight. And then this happens. You give time, and then he can recover from it. He can spam lots of extrovers, can get Lords on the field, Sharku on the field. All of that happened in the previous 2 minutes. You know, he's gonna commit on this level 1, but you gotta take down this level 3. It recovered all the way from 5% HP to 100% HP nearly, you know? Sharku almost level 4. Mist is around. They are shooting, they are healing up during the shoot. Level 2 Malone 3 is going to be taken down. And look at the punishment now. Like, boom, you see 725 from 800. Boom, like crazy. That's the problem. Like, one push can change literally everything. And the old advantage Eternal has been building up for himself in the past 10 minutes into the game has been literally negated, you know, with one single push. Now push him back, now push him back. Now you know Wargen is gonna be on cooldown, now is the time for you to shine. It is Haldir at. There he is, really close to the level 5. Creepbane is gonna be available, but it doesn't shut down leadership bonus anymore, remember. So it can't negate the effect from Haldir any longer. 700 command points available for Isengard and 725 command points for Eternal. You see, now the gap is not existing at all. And I'm telling you, it also happened in the previous game on Jungles of Farharat. There was a moment in which Eternal hit like 500 command points more than Sauron, but he was kind of being he was expecting to be attacked. He was always prepared for a defense, but never for offense. I mean, he just built the armory, level 2. Yeah, I think he needs more ants though. Like 3-beat all alone is not gonna make it. Like, get 2 more of these dudes from Fangon Forest and now you can threaten the enemy fortress. So, like, I believe it's pointless. Like, I genuinely think you attacking the fortress here for now is not doing nearly as much as the stuff you could do otherwise. Like, you can take down all these furnaces first, you know? There is a chance he will never be able to finish this off. Creepbane missed, so they are getting buffed, debuffed. I don't know what's going on. I don't see anything, but I see Sharku diving in. Sharku, splash damage, dude. I wish we could see this, but 3-beat can trample. Oh, he stopped for whatever reason. He had the perfect opportunity too. Like, when he wouldn't stop there, like a couple of more steps, they were all clumped. He can one-shot them with trampling them, you know? Okay, the siege will continue, but there is gonna be a ballista expansion. The eagles are coming too. Okay, never mind. With the eagles, he might be able. Ooh, nice clump attack. Oh, he killed all of them, my man. Okay, now he has the chance to finish it off. Okay, I take it back. With the eagles together, yeah, he can do it. He will do it. Sauron is gonna call it, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The first sight of hope for the Elven faction and for Eternal in the best of 5. We have the red Isengard player Eternal at the bottom right versus the blue Elven player Sauron at the top left side. In this matchup, before Elven player was able to win, which was Eternal. And again, the reason why we are using this format, so this back and forth format, 2 games on the same map, the other way around, is to determine who the best player is. And no excuses later on, nah, you had a better matchup, you had a better spot. Like, it's always equal chances for everyone. And that's the reason why I personally like this format the most. That's why we are using the same format now twice. Also, the last tournament we have been using this one, which I thought it's a good idea, you know? 3 Malone trees opening for elves, and we have 3 furnaces into the Uruk pit. So it might be a stable opening once again, like in the previous game. The builder will be around this location, and the other one is here. Fiziv, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. And it's going to be a stable opening. Have fun.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. What about their legs? They don't need them. Pikeman opening for Isengard. So, actually, when I think about it, what if he sends the pikeman forward instead of creeping with the pikeman, he can maybe do something, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point of the game, there is nothing from Elven player Sauron that can deal with the pikeman. It can actually do great stuff. What color is Eternal? Red. What means red in your language, guys? In German, it means, you know, the transition is rot. R-O-T, you know? Which is pretty similar. So red, this is English. Rot is German. But in Turkish, look, 3 letters, you know? In Turkish, it's kırmızı. Look, 6 letters, 7 letters. The transformation is kind of crazy. 337. It's gonna creep. and going for the crossbowman next. It will not be a stable delete. He's going for the barracks next. So pretty much he's doing the same build order like Eternal did in the previous game. Banana. Okay, so banana. Look, banana in English. Banane in German. Can you imagine that? So banana in English, banane in German. But in Turkish, it's muz. Now it's the other way around, you know? But you see the similarity between English and German. So banana, banane. It's kind of nuts, dude. Some of the words are very similar. In Dutch, it's root. Okay, it's pretty much the same. Like, to be honest, Dutch and German are kind of similar. They are not very or they are not identical like Austrian language or you know, German language, but I think they are quite similar. The good thing is, I heard in the entire world, the one country which masters the second language as English the most is actually Netherlands. Like, the average of people in Netherlands being able to speak English properly is the highest from all the world, you know? It's kind of crazy. And indeed, you know, I have like a cousin there, not really my cousin, but it's the daughter from the cousin of my mom. And she was like 11 years old and she could speak English nearly perfectly. She was like, hey, we are watching everything, every film, every series in our land in the original English language, you know? That's kind of crazy. So creeping for Isengard, no punishing yet so far. And there are 2 lances coming. There is only 1 pikeman. And I think Sauron can micro around. No problemo. And Stream Elements actually banned Banana King better. I don't know why. But I learned English in Australia. Oh, the game was freezing for a second. It was scaring me. Australia is also different accent, right? Australia...
1.00 to rules them all.
100 to rule them all. All of a sudden. To be honest, I think there is not a single version of the patch from BFME 2 and Rise of the Witch King Sauron cannot play. Sauron can also play 1.09 quite a lot, right? Quite nicely. I think he's supposed to be the best player of the patch 1.09 in BFME 2 as well, but the build from Eternal, oh, in the last possible second, it was really close there. Just get in safety. No Warg Riders, no Trample, no threats, no reason of elves to ever recruit pikemen. That's what it is. He was creeping, that's good, but you gotta keep defending yourself. The Furnace is not gonna make it out alive. So far the Elven player is pretty much untouched. Double barracks, steeple, statue, well. It's going well for Sauron in this game. 460 command points versus 400 command points. I mean, I like the fact that Isengard is creeping, but I think against elves what you need is Cav. You need Warg Riders. You need to kind of force him to build multiple pikemen for the defense. Otherwise he can just simply spam archers all game long and get easily away with You cannot place chats, unfortunately. It's not possible. He can pee from the kitchen. Yeah, I mean, he can. That's not the impressive part. He can pee from the kitchen of the neighbor to his own toilet. You understand? You don't need to be in your own apartment. That's the impressive part. That's a huge, huge army. Vorchan is available. Kriben is gonna be gone very soon. It doesn't. I mean, he's losing the momentum. Unfortunately, Barak's level 2 already for the Mirkwoods, so we will have a transition very soon. Sharku is a great hero, not only to counter the Lancers, but also later on the Archers, because the thing is that he does, I mean, he has pikemen, don't get me wrong, but not too many of them. Malone 3 is gonna be coming up. Again, the same situation, they are building up an army, warfare of Mordor, warfare of the Lorien, but they are never committing on a big fight. Because I believe at this point of the game, the one big fight can legit decide the outcome of the game, you know? Which is kind of scary for Eternal, because he's 2-1 behind, so losing this game is gonna make him lose the tournament, and he will go home with empty hands. And if Sauron wins, he's gonna move on to the Grand Finals, and then, you know, secure himself at bare minimum $30, because when you win, you get 50, when you lose, you get 30. So only making it to the finals is gonna get you some rewards. I want to describe, but now I'm scared my track is big enough. Alright, I mean, I don't know. Is there anything called big enough? Is big enough? These two words, they shouldn't be in one combination. Pikemen, extroverts. Burn it down. Go Eternal, go Sauron. Look, I know Smaug Rise of the Witch King, he's not very happy when Sauron wins, I think. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I think he's cheering for everyone who is against Eternal. Last time it was like he was saying go Maru or something, if I remember correctly. Okay. So he has two group of... Oh, the Builder! Builder is getting shot in the face by the extroverts. Eternal kinda allergic or something against Lords. That's good. Eternal kinda allergic though against Seed, against cavalry. Unfortunately, he doesn't go for any Warg Riders. Warg Sentry, I think it's a horrible idea against elves. I think it's good against something like goblins or anything actually, but not elves, because elves can kill the Wargs way before they can ever reach out to the archers behind, you know? Bench 26 for 3 months. Thank you so much, my friends. Appreciate it. Thanks for the huge support.
Bench 26 just resubscribed for 3 months.
It's true, before I was
Ahoy.
subscribed to Shanks I had only small banana Pepe, but now after being subscribed for a long time I have majestic long schlong mice keef pipers. I had to take crane certification to legally use it Kappa.
Yeah, I remember when we first met, your name was Banana Little Beta, and now all of a sudden you change your username. You have found your redemption. You know what I'm saying? You are now a Banana King Beta. You understand? Lords level 2, level 3 already. That's pretty dope. And you know what? Lords can also kind of take a risk. What you can do with Lords is, in the worst case scenario, you can draw your sword, go inside the genes, use your carnage, and go ham. You know? Yeah, you need to go to the bullet thing, you know what I'm saying? In Germany, for example, when you have like a gun, you need like... what is this called, guys? You know, you cannot own a gun without... Like, you need papers for the gun, you know? Like, you need to... What is this called? Like, certification? Something like this? License. Yeah, then you need to also have a license for your own gun in your body, you know? Mr. Balin is...
Mr. _Balin just resubscribed for 4 months. Ahoy.
Thank you, Mr. Balin, for 4 months also. Thank you. Eternal power points? Sure. Eternal has 9 power points, 775 command points, and 785 command points and 9 power points. So power points and command points are pretty much like even, very, very even. But I believe, and call me crazy, but I believe you cannot win infantry against infantry fight with elves in long terms. You cannot win this. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Maybe ballista could be nice though. Like, maybe, okay, heavy armor can be good, but I believe Warg Riders or ballista. Like, I genuinely believe that one of the best counters against the elven infantry spam is actually siege weapons. You know, now the ballista are not the best siege weapons in the game, but they are still doing a phenomenal job being tanky against archers and shooting them out of their range. So basically ballista can keep knocking them down on the ground, which gives you enough time and your extroverts to finish them off. Yeah, technically, you know, extroverts are supposed to be a counter to the archers, but he has too many of them, including Mirkwood's, you know? I don't know, he has armory level 2 incoming. The second he unlocks the Silvertone arrows, it's a rip. You cannot win against that. You cannot. Yeah, he's going for the ballista expansion, level 3 siege wargs, level 2, but don't lose the level 3. Okay, that's good. He didn't lose it, that's good. Yeah, no Warg Riders means also like there is like zero harassment going on. The infantry is just too slow to go for harassment and get away with it without you losing the infantry battalion fully, you know? So they're gonna have a fight. And I wanna see this. I genuinely wanna see this. Bad trample into the front line. There are too many pikemen. Okay, that's a good move. That's actually a perfect move. He lost all the Lancer the second they committed on the pikemen. Now the Wildman on top of them. I believe it's a good call. But the Elven Wood gives them also enough leadership. The ballista keeps shooting, and I think they are just tanking too much damage. That's a good fight for Eternal. Holy guacamole. Lourdes is diving in. Leadership is unlocked. You know what's up. That's great. That's very good, very good, very good. I'm not biased, but I want to see a game number 5. You know what is it? You know, I want to see the game number 5, and Eternal needed their victory on this battle. The fight is won, but the battle for Middle-earth is still not over. Alright, let's go Lourdes. Almost level 6 or 7 or 8 actually. I mean, I think the pillage level 8 is kind of overkill. Like, you get needing 3 levels after the leadership is kind of like, you unlock Golden Arrow with level 8. You know, pillage can also be moved, I believe, to level 7 or something. Level 8 is a little bit too much in my opinion. What the heck? What is that, you know? Level 8, bro? But he has leadership, that's very important. 860 command points versus 750, but Isengard has now the chance of commitment. He didn't go for the Devastation, he went for the Weapon of Dawn and Special Summon. In Elven Wood, you know, you can also cover the Elven Wood. Isengard has also the chance to go for the Tainted Land himself, to cover this, but he didn't go for it. It was a good call, I like that. I think the Weapon of Dawn and Summon is a bit more valuable at this point of the game. But yeah, now we have Silvertone Arrow purchased, and now that's a whole different stage of the game, and I believe not even your, you know, heavy armor can really match with this in long terms. That's why you need ballista. Yeah, I like ballista here. They cost only 30 command points. Like, get 3 of them, trust me on that one. The amount of value they can have in a big fight. Look, imagine you have a situation like this. You have like a huge army, and behind your army you have 3 ballista constantly shooting enemy lines, knocking them on the ground, disabling them from movement, and then it's hard for the Elven player to get through all your army to the backline and destroy your ballista. They can't. Charco level 2. I mean, I'm not worried about Glorfindel that much because there is a Lourdes who can literally... Oh, there is also Legolas. I saw a Hawk Strike, right? Is that a Legolas? No, it's not. I swear to you, it looked like... You see the ballista? Great damage still, you know? Like almost one-shotting them. Because the Midwoods, they cannot buy heavy armor. They are very weak in terms of defense. So the ballista can mess them up. I mean, again, Lourdes can cripple him. Then he's gone. Elven Wood is on cooldown, Heat is on cooldown, Rallying Call is on cooldown. It might be a risky move to commit on their fight. 11 power points in the bank. I think after the Wildman of Dawn you can go for what? Can you go for Watcher? I think you can, which is also pretty good against Elven army, you know? Let's see. Eternal. Building a strong... Oh, but you see this, dude. You see this. I mean, they are supposed to be a counter, but you can't even see them. That's how the range advantage is. They shoot you before they can even see them, the Mirkwoods. And then you don't even... You are not countering them if you cannot even shoot one single time, you know? Let's see if heavy armor purchase. Let me check real quick, guys. Heavy armor purchase, that's good. Heavy armor purchase, that's good. Because you can also buy it on your extrovers for 200. Which is kind of expensive. But I think it's worth it. It, you know, gives you significant tankiness, which can kind of stack with the War Chant and your leadership from Lords. Remember, the Elven player didn't go for the Mist, so the Elves have 0 debuff available right now, unlike Isengard. And Isengard can still debuff them with the Creeping, buff himself with the War Chant, has double buff because there is no high leader for the Elven faction, so he has no leadership available for the mobility. Like, he has statues here, of course, but he has no mobile leadership. So in an open area, the fight can actually be good for Isengard, but we will see about it. 12 power points, almost 13, and 10 power points for Elves. So Elves will have definitely the Elvenwood advantage for the next fight, but Elvenwood does not give you anything else than actually fear resistant and buff of the Rallying Call, which you don't really need, because fear resistant against Isengard doesn't really matter anything. Isengard has no fear in the kit, you know, so Elvenwood. The only good thing about Elvenwood might be that you can later on unlock your End instead of your Eagles, you know? Because Eagles against Extroverts not the best call. With the Ends you have the chance to commit and finish off the fortress. So lots of Mirkwoods. It's gonna be one big fiesta fight, which will determine the winner of this game number 4. You know what I would love to do? Love to see. I wanna see some sneaky explosive mines. You can hack the wall here. I would do it, I swear to you. Hack the wall, 2 of them. You just sneak in while this fight is happening. You sneak in the fortress, you deploy them, and while the fight is happening, Sauron gets a notification, your fortress has been destroyed. Imagine this, you know what I'm saying? He's going for the Cloud Break or for the end. Yeah, he can go for the Cloud. Lords throwing the sword. Yeah, look. They have heavy armor plus forged blades on them. Cloudbreak is indeed gonna be his choice. They're gonna be stunned. Elvenwood on top of that for the leadership on the Lancers. They're gonna go for a beautiful trample, but the Extroverts are too tanky with the all ground stance and with the heavy armor. Lords is being shot. Silvertone arrows are hitting like a truck, and that's what I was talking about. Infantry against infantry. You cannot win. You cannot. Even with heavy armor plus forged blades, the Extroverts, they don't just stand a chance against Mirkwoods with laser shots. They are not even able in the range to shoot them back. That's the problem, you know? You cannot win this like that. You cannot. He went for the Field of Fires too. There are too many lances with heavy armor. He can use the Weapon of Dannen on top of the archers, but I think it's even too late for this, because the second he summons them, the Mirkwoods, pew 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 pew, they are gone, you know? That's the problem. And 95, thanks for the resub for 6 months, my man. Thank you so much, good sir. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
Crytify just resubscribed for 6 months. Ahoy. Slightly smiling face.
Thank you. 650 command points, but he's down to 90 out of 650 command points. He has nearly 0 units on the field. That's all the army he got versus this army of the Elven faction. Lances with heavy armor, forged blades, Mirkwood's army literally with the laser shots of the Silvertone arrows, a pikeman in the front line. He's gonna summon the Weapon of Dannen, but I think they can't do anything. They don't even get to live for like 10 seconds.
I will represent the men of
That's the problem. I heard second, thanks for the follow, appreciated that. GG's gonna be called from Eternal, and that's not only the victory for the game number 4, but that's the victory for the semi-finals of today. It's gonna be a 3-1 situation for Sauron. He's gonna move on to the finals against Mr. Smoke in the best of 7, which is gonna happen right now. Yeah, he never got dwarves or goblins. It's unfortunately the format of the tournament. It's kind of RNG, luck-based kind of thing.